Hello, fellow chair players. This is Jeb Sherrill once again with the chair system. Now, we're going to get back to the Chairworks episode soon, but for the moment, I wanted to do something really special for you, which is to show you partially where this system goes ultimately when you get into the really advanced stuff, because it does kind of teach you backwards. We're starting out with diagonal playing instead of starting out with horizontal playing, and we're moving to horizontal playing. So what I'm going to show you today is how to play horizontally over chord changes. Now, if you haven't seen my Circle of Fifths video, go back and give that a look, because that will teach you what I'm talking about here, because we are going to use the chair box, and the chair box is really just the chair shape with one extra note, basically the fourth. We're not going to mess with the seventh because you won't usually use that chord, and it's going to be a diminished chord, and we don't want to get into that right now. We're just working with the three major chords and the three minor chords. If you don't remember, this note, and this note are always the major chords, or they're the roots of the major chords. This note, and this note are the root of the minor chords. So what we're going to do is show you how to play this shape that you normally play like this, but you're going to play it at the top of the chair instead of right across the chair. 1, 2, 3, 5. That's a very common group of intervals that you're going to use when soloing, so that's why we're going to use that particular group of intervals right here. 1, 2, 3, 5. Now we can always play it like that and move down this direction when we're soloing, but it is a bit of a stretch. You really have to stretch your fingers, and that's a good thing at first, but now I'm going to show you how to play more efficiently. So what we're going to do is we're going to play those exact same four notes, but we're going to play them above. We're going to use our middle finger to start on the root instead of our index finger. So starting here, we have 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. Those are the exact same intervals. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. Exact same intervals, they're just going horizontally instead of vertically. Now, what you're going to do is you are going to move horizontally and just do this. So now you're playing the first, second, third, fifth of your G, and then you're moving to C, first, second, third, fifth. Now, if you were in a different part of the fretboard, you could actually you could do 3 in a row, not just 2. Because of the position, you're going to actually have to come down here. You're going to have to treat this as another major root and go 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. We're not going to mess with that one a whole lot right now, but just know that you could slide down and do that, or you could go this direction. Like if you had a 7 string, you would be able to just play across all 3 of those. Now, the minors are always right beside. If this is the major, in this case G, then E minor is going to be right beside it. First, second, third, fifth. And you'll notice this just follows the chair system as normal, because this is always the first, the second, the third, and the fifth in the shape. And this is the first, second, third, fifth of the minor. So you're just moving horizontally. So this, of course, being the same note as this, the bottom front foot of the chair is going to be your minor root. So you can play the major G, first, second, third, fifth, and then just move one note over to your minor and play first, second, third, fifth. So you're moving from G to E minor. So in other words, if you're playing over a chord progression and the first chord is G and then the next chord is E minor or whatever within that that chair box, you know right where it is. Then let's say you move to C. C, first, second, third, fifth. And right beside C is its relative minor. Now remember, we're crossing the B string, so of course we're going to our pinky instead of our ring finger to find that next fifth. And remember, you also always have a fifth next to your root. So in other words, if you're playing this one, you can also go here. So as you're moving across the chord progression, let's say just for a moment that we have a chord progression which is using G major, C major, E minor, and A minor, we can do that all right here. And you automatically know where those intervals, the first, second, third, and fifth, of all four of those chords, or playing, or should I say, playing that scale shape over those four chords. And again, you can jump down to here and do the next one. And if you came down here, just to show you, you would be able to play all three in a row. And it would work exactly the same down here as down there, except all three are in a row, and you don't have to jump down to this root, because next to this root would be the D. The same D right here is going to be over here, and you could just keep playing across. So this is an incredibly efficient way of going over a chord progression, any chord progression which is probably going to be associated with that box. So this is going to very easily and efficiently allow you to play all the scale shapes that you could possibly need for any chords directly associated with this chair. Now, obviously, sometimes you're going to go outside of the circle of fifths and you're going to choose chords in other ways, but this is going to help you an incredible amount of the time. And then later on, I will, of course, show you how to incorporate other chords, but this will allow you to go over the basic ones, anything involved in the circle of fifths. Hopefully that made sense. Please ask me questions. Please like and subscribe to this channel. It really does help me, and again, I really do appreciate your questions and your comments and all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in the next episode.